What's up, everybody? Welcome to Transition Tuesdays. For this Tuesday, hold on one second, guys. I think my phone is buffering or my computer is buffering a little bit. So we're going to start again. What's up, everybody? Welcome to Transition Tuesdays. For this Tuesday, June 8th, 2021, I am your host, Russ Williams. I'm so glad you could be here. I'm quite aware, ladies and gentlemen, I'm quite aware that you could have been anywhere in this world, but you decided to be here with me. And I appreciate that. And more importantly, I appreciate you. So welcome to Transition Tuesdays, everybody. On this balmy 90-degree weather here in New York City, we have a action-packed show as usual. I got a special guest on the line. We're going to hear from this person soon. But before we do that, I always like to state my intentions for the show. And my intentions is to give you the opportunity to laugh, smile, think, and engage in honest conversation about your life's transitions. So that's what we do here on Transition Tuesdays. And speaking of honest conversation, on the line, my special guest, are you there?
I'm here.
All right, great. All right, special guest is here. We are locked and loaded. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm about to read this extensive bio, so bear with me because I gotta, I pull out the stops here. I got a great guest here today on Transition Tuesday. So, my special guest is a retired basketball player who stands 6 feet 9 inches and plays center in college and professionally overseas. Now, my special guest is a Manhattan College icon who in just 2.5 seasons, I want you guys to understand this, in only 2.5 seasons, this young man still holds the Jasper rebound record for one game, which was 30 rebounds in a game. Who does that? Nobody does that. And he had 419 rebounds in one season. He tallied over 1,223 career points and 1,070 career rebounds while playing for the Jaspers. So averaging almost like a double-double, ladies and gentlemen. That's unheard of. Now, after his junior season, my guest was given a Haggerty Award, an annual award that goes to the best male collegiate basketball player in the greater New York City area. So this guy had some game, ladies and gentlemen. He was nice, all right? He was also selected in the 4th round in the 1975 NBA draft by the Milwaukee Bucks. And during that same year, with the ABA Virginia Squires, he was drafted there as well. Now, after Manhattan College, my guest played in Italy, and during his rookie season, his team won the EuroLeague championship by the score of 81-74. Now, after moving back to the States, this guest of mine here on Transition Tuesdays played for the Washington Generals. Now, the Washington Generals was a traveling exhibition team that played the Harlem Globetrotters. Now, and he was on the Washington Generals team for over 8 years. And now, peep this, ladies and gentlemen. My guest was he was on that famous team in 1984 that happened to beat the Globetrotters. So, leaving the audience in shock. He definitely did that because, again, the Generals didn't beat the Globetrotters, but that day they did. And this young man was on that team. So, ladies and gentlemen, Transition Army, please help me welcome Mr. Bill Campion to Transition Tuesdays. Dollar Bill, how are you, sir?
I'm marvelous, Russ. How you doing?
I'm doing good. I hope I didn't butcher your bio, man, because that was an extensive bio. I had to read it all, man, so I had to make sure I got it all in because this is an icon who I'm talking with today.
Did you blow the dust off it or what?
No need to blow the dust off. Not at all. So, hey, Bill, man, hey, I appreciate you coming on, man. Again, this is a Jasper legend, and we're gonna be talking about that. So I really appreciate you coming on. And so, Bill, so one thing now, I'm not sure if you're new to the show. I play music for my guests. I make them try to feel at home, So I'm about to play this song for you, Dollar Bill. Hey, Bill, did they used to call you Dollar Bill in school?
I got called a lot of things. Back in the day.
Back in the day, all right. All right. So Bill, I'm gonna play this song for you, sir. You tell me if you know this little song here. And tell me what you think. I'm about to play this for the audience. Hold on one second. Let's play this here. Okay, let me just get to it. My dust off my DJing skills here. Okay. All right, let me play this song here real quick. So tell me if you hear it. Can you hear that, Bill?
Yeah, basketball.
Yep. You know who happens to sing this song by chance?
What's that?
You happen to know who sings this song? You ever heard of Curtis Blow? Are you into hip hop?
You got me. You got me on that one.
I got you. But this is a famous song, "Basketball" by Curtis Blow.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm curious for you, Bill. Like when you played at Manhattan and when you played at Rice and all those, like did you like listen to music before you played, or did you have anybody? And if you did you have anybody in particular who you like to listen to when you were?
Yeah, with Four Tops and we used to listen to when I was in high school.
Mm-hmm.
We heard it through the grapevine.
Oh, by Marvin Gaye?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
Nice. All right. Hold on one second. So dollar bill. So people are saying, can I make it louder for you? Okay, I'm gonna make your sound louder. I'm gonna get closer to the speakers here. Let's see if that works. Okay. Hey Lou, tell me if that's good. Tell me if we can hear Bill a little louder, okay? But so you mentioned Marvin Gaye, Heard It to the Grapevine. That was one of your go-to songs before you performed out there?
No, we used to, yeah, but that, every time on the bus ride back home, we used to listen to that all the time.
Okay.
Popular song on the bus,
Gotcha. All right. Do you prefer like music nowadays? Like, do you have like a particular artist you like to listen to? Like, just while watching games or what have you, just kicking back?
No, I always like George Benson.
Oh, George Benson. Okay.
Yeah, he's kind of, in between music,
Mm-hmm.
Not
Okay.
too strong.
Gotcha. George Benson. All right. Oh man, give me the night, George Benson. Oh, with the great. He's a great bassist. Piano, guitar player as well. Yes.
Oh yeah, it's nice mellow music.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Let me just turn this off for a second here, Bill. Cause there's a lot of stuff going on out here in Queens here. We got fire. We got the we got the like the police, the alarms are going, all type of stuff. Oh my God. I tell you. There you go.
I don't miss that anymore living in central Pennsylvania. So.
Right. I would imagine you don't.
Can't sleep at night. It's too quiet. That's the only problem.
Okay. Yeah, I know. That's true. That is so true. Hey, so Bill, man, like I ask my guests every time, when they come on. So how are you and your family, dealing with these three pandemics that are currently going on? You got COVID, obviously. You got the economy, and you also have like social justice in America. So how are you and your family coping with these three pandemics right now?
Well, I think, I have a couple of daughters that are in the healthcare business, and it's, I just follow the simple things, getting the vaccination, saying, I'm a firm believer. I stay away from, I do what I have to do, and I go to the store or whatever, and I go in and get out, and I say, I'm not around big groups or anything like that. And,
Right.
As far as, things going on in the world today, I'm not, I would have to say I'm not particularly happy, what's going on, being a kid from the city.
Yeah.
And the way I grew up, and I guess I don't understand what the problem is. I guess what's going on these days. I just can't. Back in the day, we all got along together. Where Rice is.
Yeah, in the smack of Harlem, right?
Yeah, it's 124th Street and Lenox Avenue. But back in the day, I'd be down there I'd be down there at 10 o'clock at night playing ball and stuff, and
Yep.
we all got, I got plenty of friends, so I don't know.
Yeah.
It's just it bewilders me. I don't know.
Yeah, is a tough get. Yeah, with these, the type of with the social injustice going on. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it definitely is. Yeah. Hey, Bill, are you vaccinated? Because I know I am. Are you fully vaccinated? Okay, good.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm all right.
Oh, that's a good thing.
Yeah, like I said, I can stay. I do what I have to do.
Yeah.
I'm not around any big groups or anything like that.
Right.
And, so I'm cool.
Good. Good. Yep. I just thought I'd ask you about that. So, Bill, you're from the Bronx originally, right?
Oh yeah. Born and raised in the Bronx. Yeah.
Okay. What portion of the Bronx? What section?
Right at right up from Manhattan on 238th Street and Broadway.
Oh, okay. Nice.
Yeah.
All right. Wow.
So yeah, I had it made. I used to be able to get home on. I lived on campus, but I used to be able to get home on Friday nights for home cooking, and it was good.
Right. So Bill, do you come from a big family, small family?
Oh, I just have a sister, and with my parents. That was it.
Okay. Wow. Okay. So how was it? So how were you first introduced to basketball? I mean, you being so tall, maybe that's the reason why you were introduced. But how were you first introduced to the sport of basketball?
Well, actually, I guess I used to mess around a lot. I didn't really. I guess when I was in about the 5th grade, I used to hang around the playgrounds and stuff and get into games. And I really was. I was only about when I was in the 8th grade. I guess I was about 5'10".
Wow. Okay. Man,
And,
that's pretty tall back then. I mean, I remember when I was in 8th grade, I think I was 5'4".
Yeah.
So 5'10" is pretty tall, but okay, I got you. Continue. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Well, and then I was in the 8th. Yeah, when I got in the 8th grade that summer, I went into Rice my freshman year, and I was 6'6".
Wow. Okay.
But as a youngster growing, I had that growth spurt, and then I used to be able to handle the ball and stuff because it wasn't, and then once I had the growth, it helped me out, when I started growing, I guess.
Yeah.
Being a little bit agile,
Right.
would say.
Yeah. When can you pinpoint the first time you fell in love with the sport of basketball?
Probably when I was in the 8th grade.
8th grade. Okay, so that was the first time.
Yeah, because I was out of I went to I was in 2 Catholic grammar schools, and then finally I ended up in 7th and the 8th grade. And I went to junior high school.
Okay.
And I met we grew up together. Tom Lockhart also played in Manhattan. He played, and I went to school with him. We got friends, and that's when I really, I guess, about the 8th grade, I started taking off playing ball.
So how can a kid from the Bronx wind up at Rice High School in Harlem, in the heart of Harlem? How does that happen, Bill?
I actually, to tell you the truth, I was going to, I had intentions of going to DeWitt Clinton. And there was a referee. Well, there was a referee from my neighborhood, and he used to do a lot of Mr. Bill Fisher. His name was.
Okay.
And there was another gentleman by the name of he was a black villain by the name of Doug Thompson.
Okay.
And God rest their souls. They both passed away, but they were the ones that actually they talked to my parents and stuff about me going to Rice, and that changed the whole ball game.
That changed the whole ball game for you. Yeah.
I went to Rice, and it's like I said, I had intentions in going to DeWitt Clinton at the time. And it worked out fine.
Yeah. So Bill, I know people who we've had on here this show, Jason Wingate, who played at Manhattan College. He went to Rice. And he's told me something that I think a lot of the audience didn't know, that Rice High School didn't have a home gym. So was it like that when you played there in Rice as well?
we played. I my junior year we played like two games there, and that
Hmm.
was it. And then
Okay.
we used to play our other games at away,
Right.
or we played it at Powell Memorial.
Okay, Palm Memorial. Hey, great thing. Yeah, I don't know if you knew that, Bill, but I was in the last class of Palm Memorial. 1984 was the last class, and then the school closed. But yep,
Uh,
I went to Palm
yeah,
Memorial for 1 year. Yep. Oh man.
yeah. That was a great organization there, Powell
Yeah.
Memorial.
Yeah.
I
Did.
knew a
Hmm.
lot of guys who went there. You
Hmm.
know, well, I mean, when I was in school, I played against. They were a year ahead of me. Ed
Hmm.
Cersei and
Hmm.
Lenny Elmore, Jeff Trimble.
Yeah. Hmm.
Those guys were a year
Yep.
in front of me. But
Did you have any Did you have some good battles against those guys when you played at Rice?
we were well. We only played Power my junior year,
Uh huh.
and I mean when they had that good team.
Yeah.
But oh, we had some good battles. They had my senior year. They had a kid. He was a big guy, Tom Weeda. His
Hmm.
name was. He
Hmm.
was there. They had they had some good too. But I mean, I guess All Hallows. They had a great team. All Hallows.
Yeah. All Hollows. Right. Uh huh.
So I mean, we played them. We played All Hallows twice. Once
Hmm.
my junior year, we played them out of Halls. I remember we beat them because there was a few of my buddies on that team.
Hmm.
And on senior year, we played them at Powell and we lost.
Mm.
But All Hallows had, they had a lot of talent
Yeah.
back in the day.
Yeah.
A lot of talent.
And the CHSAA here in New York City was so strong, man. It's probably one of the strongest, high school leagues in the country, back
Oh,
then.
without a doubt.
Yeah.
Yeah, without a doubt. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it was. It was back in,
Yeah.
it was back in the day.
Yeah.
I mean,
Mm-hmm.
you can go, and you could. Because I remember when I was at Rice, we used to go down in the summertime, and
Mm-hmm.
Dean members would be down there, and
Mm.
we were working out in the gym and stuff. A bunch of us. We had,
Mm-hmm.
all the great players. There was a lot of them.
Yeah, that's true. Definitely true.
Yeah.
Yeah. So talk to us, Bill, about your high school career at Rice. Like, how'd you guys do? Did you like how was the process when you were there? Did you play like freshman ball? Did you play
Oh
varsity?
yeah.
Okay.
Well, we had a great bunch of freshmen that came in.
Mm-hmm.
We had we were undefeated our freshman year. I
Mm.
mean, we had the front line. I mean, it was myself, and we had another guy, Raphael Negron. He was about 6'6", 6'7".
Mm.
Then we had another guy. His brother played with Meminger by the name of Andrew Jenkins. He was about 6'3" or so, 6'4".
Okay. Right.
And we were undefeated our freshman year. And then as a unit,
Wow.
sophomore year, we all stayed together.
Mm-hmm.
The varsity coach at the time, God bless him, he just passed away. Mike Brown.
Mm. Mm-hmm.
He wanted to keep us together. He didn't want to split us up.
Right.
So,
Mm-hmm. So did
so
you guys
and
did,
then,
did you guys play JV that next year, your sophomore year? Did you play
yeah,
JV?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. The next year we played JV and we lost two games. We lost one during the season and we lost the finals against Cardinal Hayes at Fordham University.
Mm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My junior year was pretty good. We didn't lose that many games.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
We won the Mount St. Michael tournament. And, we did very well my junior year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
But yeah.
How about your senior year? How'd you guys do your senior year?
Oh, we were all right.
Okay.
If I remember right, I don't even think back then. I don't even think we made the playoffs. We didn't lose that many games. I think we lost like St. Raymond's and O'Hallows beat us, and
Mm-hmm.
that was about it. But senior year, I think we only lost like 3 games during the senior year, 4 games.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Do you remember? Like I remember to this day because I played in the Catholic League too at Monsignor McClancy. But do you remember the lineups? Bill, remember like freshman ball at 4 o'clock, and then JVs at 5:30, like 5:15, 5:30. Then varsity wraps it up at 7. Right? The triple headers.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's not. It used to be like that in school. When we were at Rice, we used to get out of school at 2 o'clock, and if you had a game or practice or stuff, so it was also you couldn't some of the guys used to live down there, you know, like on 113th Street and
Yep.
stuff like that. They'd be able to run home and come back, but
Right.
it was a long day with practice, or if you had, you know,
Yeah.
as freshman and sophomore, so you had a game.
Yep.
You know, you stay there, but you know, it was a long day, you know, but that was, you know, when you're young, you can do that, you know.
Yeah, right. When you're young, you can do that for days, right, Bill?
Yeah, yeah. Tell me about it.
Definitely. So, Bill, talk to us a little bit about the recruiting process for you. Like, were you recruited by a number of schools besides Manhattan College in high school?
Oh yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. I had I I had a lot I had a lot of offers.
Okay.
You know, I like when I it was a funny thing when I was in the eighth grade.
Mm-hmm.
I was around Manhattan College. You know, I was close. I was going up to Manhattan back when they had Manhattan Prep up there. They used to have Prep up there.
Right. Okay.
And as a kid in the eighth grade, funny story. I was up. We used to go up to Filson Road all the time. A bunch of us, you know, me and my buddy played O'Hallows. We used to go, you know, go around. So anyway, we ended up. We used to stop in the gym, the old gym they had, and we used to go downstairs and get a drink of water. We came upstairs, and there was a bunch of guys playing ball.
Uh-huh.
So we got it. They picked us up and threw us in the game, and like I said, I was about 5'10". Maybe I might have been a late. It was that summer before, or the spring. It was the spring. That's
Right.
when it was.
Okay.
We played a little ball, you know, and Ken Norton, who used to be, well, he was the coach then.
Mm-hmm.
He came by me and asked me, he said to me, "Hey, kid, what high school you go to?"
Mm-hmm.
I said to him, I said, "Well, I'm going to Rice." I said, "September."
Right.
And he looked at me and I said, "Yeah, I'm going to Rice. I'm going to be a freshman." He said, "A freshman?" I said, "Yeah." So,
Hey, so Bill, when you mention Ken Norton, you don't mean Ken Norton, the actual boxer, right? Not that Ken Norton.
oh, no. Ken Norton was the athletic director.
Okay, gotcha.
At Manhattan. He was there for years. Back in the day when he was coaching there, actually, back in the day when they had the scandals in New York.
Yes, With Clark Kellogg breaking that up. Yeah, okay, I remember.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
But he was the athletic director when I went to Manhattan.
Okay.
But, yeah, I had gotten recruited. But I took a couple of visits. I went to University of Georgia.
Wow.
North Carolina State.
Oh man.
I'm trying to think where else I went.
Okay. Now, when you visited North Carolina State, was David Thompson there at the time or no?
No.
Okay.
No.
Not yet. Okay.
The only one that was down there when I went. I had gone down there actually. When I went down there, I was working they had a basketball camp, and I was working down there as a counselor.
As counselor, right?
And that was my junior year.
Mm-hmm.
At a high school, and the only one that was down there that I remember, there was a lot of, was Tommy Burleson. He was like 7'1".
Oh yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Yes. And I don't know. I took a couple of trips. I went to I was down in North Carolina State. I went to Tennessee, and I also went to the University of Georgia. And I don't know. I thought about it, and then when my senior race, I made my mind up about going to Manhattan.
Okay.
At Christmas time.
Okay. Nice.
So,
okay. So why Manhattan though for you? I mean, because of the proximity where you lived, or like why the Jaspers? Because and Bill, before you answer that, because every time I have guys on here, it's always a different story for guys. How they wind up at Manhattan College. A lot of guys never even heard of Manhattan College until they were actually being recruited by Manhattan. But I want to get your take. So why Manhattan for you?
Well, like I said, I was from the area.
Mm-hmm.
I used to live when I was only young, but we used to live in the projects on 225th Street, Broadway, and then we moved up farther, and I was around the college.
Right.
I knew where it was.
Mm-hmm.
And to be honest with you, I was kind of going like to Georgia or something like that was out of the question. I knew going into my senior year I didn't want to leave.
Right.
And actually, I had Manhattan on my mind. I had St. John's,
Okay.
and at the time, St. John's, there was a coach there by the name of Frank Molzoff,
Mm-hmm.
and I kind of, probably I would have leaned if Lou Conaseca was he was coaching the Nets then.
Okay. Okay.
He wasn't there,
Right.
so and I knew, like I said, I knew Jack Powers.
Mm-hmm.
I had met him. And like I said, the thing really was that we had a really great bunch of guys that came in
Mm.
that freshman class, and
Okay.
um, um, we had this Tommy Riley and my roommate George Busey and
Mm-hmm.
Charlie Mahoney and
Mm.
Frank Me. We had a really good group of guys,
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
so that I had looked at that, and then we also had another guy by the name of he was a senior when I was a sophomore because NYU shut their program down. He ended up coming to Manhattan.
Uh-huh.
I played with him one year, and I looked at it that way. I said, these guys that were coming in when if I decided to go there, so
Mm-hmm.
it worked out fine. It came
Mm.
out. I mean, it was a drawback at the time. I knew about the facility. Wasn't
Right.
like
Yeah.
you know.
And I think, Bill, the facilities haven't changed since you were there, since I was there.
Oh,
So that's not a good thing. But
I, I don't know what it was. Were you in the? We had the. Were you in the old gym then, or?
no, I wasn't in the old gym then. But
Oh, yeah,
no. Mhm.
we had the old gym back in the day.
Right, right.
Every once in a while, we were lucky to get down to Madison Square Garden.
Yeah.
And we'd go down there before, like the Knicks would be in, and then once the floor, we'd be able to get down there at 4 o'clock and
Yeah.
practice from like 4 to 6.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Now, so those recruits that came in though for you, Bill, did you know them before you went to Manhattan, or like did you know of them?
I met Tommy Riley. Um, he was at Essex Catholic down
Okay.
in New Jersey.
Okay.
I knew him because we squared him in high school.
Mm-hmm.
Frank Meehan, I didn't know him, but I met George Busey my senior year in high school,
Okay.
and from he spent the summer down in the Bronx with me.
Okay.
That before freshman year, and lo and behold, to this day, even last week, we talk on the phone.
Oh, that's great.
Back and forth.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you, do you keep in contact with any of your Rice teammates or any of your Jasper teammates as well?
Oh yeah, guys from Rice. I got one of the guys. He's a big attorney down in Florida. And,
Great.
He used to be a judge, and he's an attorney. Went to Columbia Law School.
Oh, great.
And another just Rafael Negron. He's out in Las Vegas.
Mm-hmm.
I
Mm-hmm.
talk to him occasionally.
Mm.
And my cousin, I have a cousin that we grew up right in the area. He was a ball player too.
Okay.
He was at Rice also. He was a year behind me.
Okay, so you still keep in contact with. That's great.
Oh yeah. We get in we stay in contact. A lot. A lot of those guys.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So yep. So Bill, so when you went to Manhattan, right? Was that freshman not playing varsity as a freshman? Was that still intact at that time, or that was already gone already? I believe.
No, they only had a freshman team.
Okay.
That was it.
Right.
And
Okay.
I didn't. I just matriculated at the college that year.
Mm-hmm.
Because, I was to be honest with you, I really didn't. Growing up, I was always, even in my first 2 years of high school, I was a street kid. I was always out on the street.
Uh-huh.
I'd be out, and I really didn't care about school at all.
Right.
I really didn't. And then I guess by by the time I was my junior year in Rice, I started, kind of like coming around a little bit. And but when I got to Manhattan as a freshman, I had to do it.
Yep, you had to do it.
I had to hit the books. So,
Yeah. Was it that one person that told you, hey, you got to get yourself in gear, or don't blow this opportunity?
Yeah, I had a guy, Mike Brown, who he coached. He coached Dean Meringer and Charlie Overton, these guys at Rice. He was my coach at my junior year, and he had told me, better start hitting these books, he said, because you're going to get a lot of offers to go to school.
Right.
You don't have the grades. You're going to go into junior college or something. So he kind of pushed me, in that direction.
Oh, that's cool.
But the other situation I had was I met. He was a year in front of me at Manhattan, but he was a great long distance runner at Manhattan, and he also he went to Power Memorial.
Okay.
But and he was in the same predicament I was in. And he went to his name was Tony Colon. He was very, very good long distance runner.
Okay.
And he was in also like me. He was in a school teacher preparation, and I had talked to him about it. He did the same thing his freshman year. I think he ran for the New York Athletic Club while he was going to school. But,
man.
So
you guys are in the same boat. So you weren't going at it by yourself. You had somebody else who was in the same shoes as you. Yeah, that's good. That helps out. That helps out, especially that freshman year. Hey, Bill, do you remember who was the best player you ever played against while at Manhattan?
Oh, I'd have to say, it was, well, first of all, Marquette. They had Maurice Lucas. They had a front line. Oh, it was unbelievable. They had Maurice Lucas, and of course, he was in the NBA.
Yeah, he was the enforcer, man. He was the goon before they were goons. That guy there was tough.
And Furman University he was drafted ahead of me in Milwaukee. His name was Clyde Mays.
Okay.
He was really, and Furman had him. Mays was about 6'8", 6'9", and they also had a 7-footer by the name of Professor Leonard, and he was, he was a good shot blocker. And we played. Joe Pace. He played at Maryland Eastern Shore.
Okay.
We played them in the NIT.
Okay.
But and then you take a guy like, we only played him once. Oh, yeah, we only played him once, and I was, he was. I played against him in high school, and even, it was Ed Searcy. I don't know if you remember that name.
That name does sound familiar. Yes.
Yeah, Ed Searcy was about 6'6". Before he could, he could jump. I know we played them. We played them in the Holiday Festival tournament in the finals, and we beat them. But I tell you what, that was he was tough, real tough.
Was there one particular player, Bill, that you patterned your game after, like your style of play? Was it one particular player, maybe in the NBA, maybe a guy in college that you kind of like pattern your game after?
I kind of watched. I watched a lot with Willis Reed.
Okay.
And what's his name? He was playing with the Nets for a long time, and then it was Billy Pauls.
Billy Pauls, the Whopper, right? The Whopper, right?
Yeah. But I used to watch Willis Reed. Some of the moves he had. He had a great drop step, and good. He had a good drop step, and he had a good, a ball fake and then a step to the basket, stuff like that. I used to idolize those two, I guess, growing up.
We got my man, we got Terry Gaffney. Terry says that Ed Searcy, right? I think it was Searcy. I'm gonna pronounce his name. He said he was a great high school and college player as well. So he agrees with you on that, Bill.
Oh yeah, Ed. I tell you what, you had your hands full. I mean, I remember playing against him in St. John's. I mean, it was like, you know, we were lucky. I mean, you had your hands full. You couldn't,
Yeah.
you know. Another one was, I forgot, was we played that year, before we played St. John's, was played your favorite team, LaSalle.
Oh boy. Don't mention LaSalle to me, Bill. It brings up terrible memories.
But that was Kobe Bryant's father, Joe Bryant.
That's right. Yeah. Yeah. Correct. Yep.
He was another one. I mean, he was like, you know, he was really tough.
Yeah.
But you know, we were lucky to beat them. You know, and so there was quite a few players around. You know,
Yeah.
back,
Yeah.
back in the day.
Right. So back in the days, Bill. So was like the NIT. That really reigned supreme in the NCAA at that time. Correct? Or am I wrong?
So the NIT was a great tournament back then.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, it was all held at Madison Square Garden and stuff. And I mean, it's not as widespread as now.
Right.
You know, I know we lost to, like I said, we played Maryland Eastern Shores. We lost to them. And we lost at the buzzer to Alabama.
Wow.
You know, but there was a lot of good teams in there.
Yeah. Yeah.
A lot of good.
I could imagine. Hey, Bill, talk to me about that. Talk to me about your junior year, the Haggerty Award, like winning the Haggerty Award, which is a prestigious award for like the best player in the New York City area. So, talk to me about that your junior year. Like, I guess were you putting up numbers? Were you like kicking ass and what were you doing that junior year to win that award, man? So you must have been putting up some good stats or something.
Well, I rebounded well, you know, and I don't even know what I averaged. You know, I mean, I was probably like a 15 rebound a game.
Wow.
You know,
it's a lot of rebounds back then and now, man, Bill.
Yeah. Well, you know, like you said, double doubles back there was common in the day. You know, I mean, we all. I mean, even George Busey, he put up double doubles all the time back in the day. You know, that's why, you know. But I don't know. We just went out. My junior year, we just went out. We just went out and played. You know, I mean, and you know, it wasn't. I mean, we were pretty well balanced.
Yeah.
As far as, you know. But you know, listen, I was lucky. My junior year, I got the most valuable player in the Holiday Festival tournament.
Wow, that's a huge accomplishment, Bill. I didn't even know that. I would have added that to the bio when I was reading it.
Oh no, hey, no. I mean, my junior year, yeah, I had a good year. And but we had a really good balanced team. You know, I mean. And another thing, yeah, we played a lot of games at the Garden, but we played a lot of games on the road.
Right.
We were always on the road playing because we didn't have a gym to play at, you know,
back
home. So.
Hey, and yeah. Go ahead, Bill. I'm sorry.
I think we did very well for what we had.
Right. So was your team pretty successful as well? Was you guys winning games as well?
Oh yeah, we were always. We didn't have a bad. I think the only bad season we had was my senior year. Because I had hurt my back like the third, fourth game into the season. I was playing. I was in the hospital for a little bit.
And this was your senior year, right, Bill?
Yeah.
Wow.
My senior year.
Okay.
I didn't play I played, but I didn't play that much.
Man.
I couldn't,
Yeah. Yeah, I couldn't. Yep.
But, it was good because we had a young fellow on the team at the time. He was a freshman, and, he got the exposure that he needed. Steve Grant.
Steve Grant, yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Steve got in there.
Right.
Steve came in there and he did well for himself, But, we had a meet. It was a mediocre senior year for us. You know, I mean, we had we were 18-10 one year.
Right.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
so but our senior year was. I mean, we had a winning season. We got. Hey, listen, every year we got into the NIT.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That was major. That was big. Yeah.
Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah.
Man. So Bill, how was your transition going from a collegiate athlete to playing ball professional in Italy and then playing for the Washington Generals? So talk to me about how was the transition periods for you during those time frames?
Well, when I got out of school,
Mm-hmm.
like I did, I got drafted, but
Mm-hmm.
how it goes. They were talking about this contract and that. You got to make the team,
Yeah.
and that year was well, that year well, it was Lou Alcindor, Jabbar. He went to L.A.
That's right.
and they had. I'm trying to remember now. They had second. They didn't have a first round pick. They had a second round pick and a third round pick,
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
they took guy out of Louisville
Mm-hmm.
on the second, and I think Clyde Mays he went, and it was me. So
Mm-hmm.
I ended up. I had the money. What was it? The money was just about the same back then.
Yeah.
With
Mm-hmm.
the offer I had overseas,
Uh-huh.
and I figured I go to Italy, so I went over to Italy
Mm-hmm. And did your
and
thing there. Yeah. Hey, before we talk about that, so we had Terry. Terry chimed in earlier about the NCAA. So Terry says, "Hey, remember the NCAA expanded to 32 teams because they were threatened by the NIT, especially after Al McGuire chose the NIT over the NCAA." Yeah. Do you remember that time? That time frame with about NCAA being threatened by the NIT? You remember that?
yeah, I think Marquette. I don't know if Marquette went to the NIT. I think they might even won. I can't remember.
Yeah.
I think they won the NIT that year.
Yeah. And I know they won the NCAA too. Yep. Uh-huh.
Yeah, I
Yep.
know they won it. Yeah, well, that's when Butch Lee was playing, but
Yep. Mm-hmm.
I think the NIT. I think when even Meminger was still there. I think he was playing for Marquette when he went to the NIT.
Yep, I think so. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know.
Yeah. Man.
I'm pretty sure.
Right, right. Yeah. So thank you on that, Terry.
Another thing, back in the days, you didn't have all these leagues like you got now.
Right.
There's so many leagues now.
Mm-hmm.
Back in the day, you had teams like Marquette and Notre Dame, Manhattan.
Mm-hmm.
We were all independent.
Independent schools. That's right. They had no conference, right?
There was no conference whatsoever.
Mm-hmm.
It's like St. John's was independent. All the schools were.
Yeah.
You didn't have it. It wasn't until he used to be the coach. I can't remember his name. I remember him coaching at Providence. He was the one that formed the Big East.
Gavitt.
Gabby, that's it. Dave Gabby.
Dave Gavitt. Yep. Uh-huh.
Yeah, he was the one that formed. And that was. I can't remember when they. But
yeah, that was big.
The independent league. I mean, everybody was independent back in the day.
Right. Yeah. Yep. And speaking of back in the day, Bill, and we're going to talk about your college career in Italy. I mean, your professional career in Italy. But do you think that based on the game that you had, do you think you could stack up in this era of players right now? Do you think you could play in this era back then?
Oh, what I see now.
Yes.
Yeah, I could. Yeah. I mean, what I've seen at Manhattan games.
Uh-huh.
I've gone to Manhattan games. And I know I definitely. Matter of fact, not playing my freshman year. I still got a year eligibility. I could probably come back.
Yeah, that's right. Hey, Bill, we can use you, man.
Tell me about it. I mean, I don't know. I'm very. I don't know how you say. I'm not upset. Disenchanted, or the way that program went up there. I mean.
Yeah. Well, yeah. We got some rebuilding to do. It looks like, but yeah. So, And one thing Terry chimed in. He says that year you talk about Marquette. he said that year Marquette was ranked #1, but chose the NIT. McGuire was a Rockaway kid who loved New York. So yeah, okay, so that's what they did. Okay, they chose the NIT.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Marquette. Yeah, yeah. McGuire was a Rockaway kid.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was always down there playing. He was down there always hanging around the ball. There was a place down there. A lot of guys from St. Francis, Perk, and stuff used to come down there and play ball all the time.
Okay. Mm.
And Malloy, all those guys like Brian Winters, and
yeah,
they always there was referees down there.
Mm-hmm.
It was one of those things you got on. It was 3-on-3.
Right.
You got on the court. You got in your court and you lost. You just pick your stuff up. And you left.
Yep. You know? Yeah. Yep. That's true. Hey, so I want to go back to Manhattan really quick though. So you had a very successful career at Manhattan College. So how would talk to me about your feelings of being a being a Manhattan College Athletic Hall of Fame inductee? Talk to me about that when you got the call that you were going to be inducted into the Manhattan College Hall of Fame, Athletic Hall of Fame. Talk to me about your feelings about that.
Well, we had another kid. Well, he had a bad knee. He was a great player too.
Mm-hmm.
He went to Connell Spellman. His name was John Connors, and he was on the board, I guess, of that Hall of Fame committee or something.
Okay.
And I had been out. I was out on the road. I mean, I was out, and he was the one that did all the,
He did all the legwork for you.
He did all the work, the bio one and that, produced it, and he's a great guy. Unfortunately, he passed away some time ago, but he was the one. Actually, me and Steve Grant went in there at the same time.
Did you really? Okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No, it was a surprise to me. It was, I guess that was about 1985, 86 or something like that.
Right. Yeah.
But it was wasn't anything I was expecting, or I was just
Oh, you had a great career there, man. You're an icon there in Manhattan, Bill.
Yeah, I know, but I don't know. Just the way I was, I didn't really.
Yeah, you come off as a humble guy, which I can see that.
Yeah, it was an honor to get in there, and that's that's about it. It's I think I looked at it as a job. You're out there, especially in college.
Yeah.
You got a job to do. So
yeah.
That's the way it was.
Gotcha. Yeah, I want to definitely talk about your days in Manhattan, and I want to talk about. And here's the deal, Bill. I want to talk about those days or those years, those 8 years that you played for the Washington Generals, and because I was looking at the bio, so it says like when you played for the Washington Generals, you guys played on average 7 plus games per week, which is crazy.
Well, and plus the traveling, and we used to travel all the time.
Right.
You go into town by town. We each had a bus. But it was you drive 350 miles in a day to another town.
Right. Wow.
We used to do it twice on Saturdays too.
Man, oh man. Now, yeah. So talk to me about beating the Harlem Globetrotters in 1984, because again, that's so rare. I don't know if they beat them ever since. Have they beat them ever since?
We were out in California at training camp.
Mm-hmm.
And it was at a boarding school for these. It was like a high school. So we were there, and we didn't stay there. We just used the facilities, but we played at the end of the camp because we're heading to Australia, and we put a game on for the family and the students at the school. Well, I don't know what happened, but the clock got down to like 3 seconds ago. And we were up like 3 points. So
now, Bill, was that part of the script? I mean, That's usually not part of the Globetrotter script now.
Well, you know, when you hey, listen, people got they didn't come in, they never came out to see the Washington Generals, but you know
Right,
what I
right,
mean.
right,
So
right.
before that ball went up in the air, the score was 20-0. You know, so
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
you know we ended up losing at the end of the day by 8 or 10 points. You
Mm-hmm.
know, we were pretty happy. You know,
Yeah,
but,
definitely. Yeah. Yep. Now, do you remember some of the great Globetrotters that you competed against at all?
oh yeah, I talked to him on the phone. Matter of fact, I was yesterday. I was on the phone talking to one of the athletic trainer, and there's a couple guys down in one guy's out in Detroit.
Mm-hmm.
I talked to him. Oh,
Mm.
every once in a while I talk to a few of them.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
There's two of them down in Savannah, Georgia, Harold Hubbard and Tyrone Brown.
Okay.
And,
Wow.
they're both retired.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
They're refugees from Detroit.
Mm-hmm.
He's in Ohio someplace, but he's
Okay.
just retired from General Motors.
Okay. Nice.
And
These are Washington Generals or these are Harlem Globetrotters?
no, Globetrotters.
Okay. Wow. Do you ever keep in contact with any of the Washington General, your teammates, former teammates?
Yeah, a couple of them.
That's cool. That's
guys
cool.
are all spread out. You know, guys are spread out.
Yep.
To West Coast and stuff like that now. You know. So.
Mm-hmm. And how'd you get that gig, man? Because that seems like a top notch gig. Playing for the Generals.
I tell you, I was back home. Back home in 19. I came home. I went back to Italy to play my second year.
Mm-hmm.
I was going to Rome, and I was out there, and I don't know. I just I don't know if I got burnt. I was burnt out by then or what, but I left and I came back and I had to I had like 12 credits, so I went back to school.
Mm-hmm.
And I went back and I got my degree.
Mm. What's your degree in there, Bill?
I got physical education.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah, and I guess it was like the summertime,
Mm-hmm.
and I was hanging around. And I was teaching out in Queens,
Mm-hmm.
and because I had a minor in special ed, I had a lot of special education courses.
Okay.
I had a job out in Queens. Yeah, I kind of. Well, lo and behold, I got a call from Charlie Mahoney.
Mm.
You know, Brian's brother.
Right.
Brian Mahoney's brother.
Uh-huh.
And he had played out there 1 year.
Mm-hmm.
And he says, hey, they ain't a big guy out here. He says, and I recommended you.
Mm.
Well, so I said, I thought it over for about a week, and I was in 78.
Right.
And took off and went out to Grand Rapids, Michigan, and get the first guy. I walked into this place,
Uh-huh.
and the first guy I ran into was Curly Neal.
Oh, Curly, the great Curly Neal. Oh man.
Hey, come over. He introduced himself to me and shook hands. And, and guess it was it was one of those things. They had to put me through the test first.
Yeah.
I got out there. At the end. Told me to sit there and watch what was going on. They put me in there in the third quarter. I knocked a couple of them around.
you just doing your job there, right?
Yeah. Oh no, we used to play like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I remember watching like the Globetrotters against the Generals and like those first 3 quarters. I mean, the guys are going hard. I mean, it's like very competitive game. It's not like the hijinks that was going on, with the Globetrotters. What they did that the games were very competitive.
Yeah, they used to have they had a couple of guys who played in the ABA and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
A couple guys from New York. I don't know if you ever heard that street guy, Frank Street.
I'm trying to think. Yeah, I'm not. Okay.
He was in a Rucker all the time. He was great. He was
Okay.
a great player.
Did you ever get a chance to play in the Rucker at all?
I played in there. I played right after. I don't know. I'm trying to think. Yeah, right after right after my senior. Oh, wait a minute. Maybe when I came back from Italy the first year.
Oh, okay, cool. Okay.
That
Nice.
was a matter of fact, it was because that was the first year they went inside because
Mm.
guys were complaining about playing out in the park,
Uh-huh.
we
The
said no,
concrete.
and we yeah, and we went and we played at Brandeis High School.
Oh yeah, Brandeis High School. Yep. I used to play Citywide AA, the basketball
Uh,
tournaments in there.
yeah, so I played in the rookie there.
Mm-hmm.
I guess that would have been around 19.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, 76 or something like that, 77, I forget.
Hey, Bill. I got Donna. Donna's checking in with us, and Donna says, "Tell Bill I'm looking up his impressive stats online. He's so tall, and I love it."
Oh, oh,
So you got some fans out here, Bill.
yeah, well, that's why I'm hiding in Pennsylvania.
I hear you. I hear you. So you played okay, that's cool. So you played with the Generals all those years, and that's so impressive too, man. I mean, during that time and with the Washington Generals and the Harlem Globetrotters, and you got a chance to travel the world too, right? With the Globetrotters as well, right? Like the.
Oh, I did the same thing in Italy. We played
Mm-hmm.
in the European. Of course, you had to play in the European Cup, in the league, and you played, in Yugoslavia, France,
Yeah.
Belgium.
Mm-hmm.
You went all over.
Right.
You played different, and the same thing with, out there with running around with the Trotters. We went over to England.
Yeah.
We went all over the place.
Yeah.
Hawaii. Australia.
Yeah.
It was great.
Yeah.
It was great.
Yep. 8 years of doing that too. I mean, a lot of wear and tear on the body. I mean, if you're doing 6 or 7 games a week, that's a lot of wear and tear in the body afterwards when you finish playing, right? I would imagine.
Plus, I mean, it wasn't too bad overseas. You go to South America or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
The facilities was very small. They play over about 4,000 people, so
Yeah.
we probably stay there for a week and play every night.
Mm-hmm.
And
Wow.
they would, they'd sell the place out every night, but you'd stay there for 4 or 5 days at a time.
Right. Mm-hmm.
But those were the good old days, my man.
That's true. That's true. Hey, so Bill, do you have any kids that Do you have any kids? You have kids, right?
What's that?
You have kids, correct?
Yeah, yeah.
Do you have any kids that? Do you have any of your kids, your children, following your footsteps? Did they play basketball?
No.
Okay.
No. So leave that alone.
Leave that alone, right? You gave them that.
I think they see the old man all busted up, so they don't,
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So, but,
I hear you, Bill. And Bill, speaking, and again, I'm gonna leave you. I'm gonna have you. We're gonna end this on this last question I'm about to ask you, and it's about you as the old man, like you said, the old man, right? So, what advice would an older Bill champion give a younger Bill champion on the game of basketball and the game of life? If you had to speak to your young self, Bill, about the game of basketball and the game of life, what would you talk to your younger self about that?
well, as far as basketball, if you want to play the game, you got to put the time in,
Uh-huh.
and take advantage of whatever's out there.
Right.
I mean, it's not. I mean, believe me, I had to work. I worked hard.
Sure.
I had to work hard.
Right.
When I was in college.
Mm-hmm.
I did. I had, it was like a 12-month deal.
Sure.
Playing and,
Absolutely.
as far as life goes, hey, listen, young kids these days, they really don't look at, it's a shame. I mean, education is there.
Mm-hmm.
It's there. It's really an important thing.
Yeah.
I mean, take it from somebody who knows.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, myself, I was one that I didn't care about education until like I said, I did get to Manhattan. And,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Education opens the doors to a lot. It
Mm-hmm.
does.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't care what you do. Like me,
Mm-hmm.
I got a college degree.
Yep.
And once I stopped playing ball, it opened doors for me.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I worked in the federal prison system.
Wow.
And,
Okay.
I moved around a lot, with the job, but
Mm-hmm.
I had opportunities there
Mm-hmm.
because I had the college degree.
Right.
I worked in the education department. I worked in the recreation department.
Mm-hmm.
But I ended up when I retired. I worked I went back into corrections.
Mm.
But
Okay.
but I mean, as far as um, that's the most important thing.
Yeah.
It's just the education.
Yeah.
I mean, take it from somebody who knows. I know what I'm talking about.
Right. Absolutely. Yeah. That's why I wanted to have you on. Absolutely. And Donna says, you were talking about practice and, continue to do, to repetition. So Donna says, that's what Iverson was talking about, practice. Remember that famous line, practice. We talking about practice.
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
Donna wants to know also from you, Bill. She says, do you still hold the Manhattan College record for rebounds?
Okay, you got any time on here?
Yep.
And tell you, do I want the record for what, games or?
I would imagine she talked about for games, I guess, for like the Manhattan College record for rebounds. Yep, I guess.
Yeah. Well, of course I got the career rebound record, I guess. I don't know.
There you go.
I haven't got a letter in the mail about it. But first game I ever played for Manhattan was we played St. Peter's in the Garden.
Okay.
And that was my sophomore year.
Mm-hmm.
And I had 28 rebounds that game.
Wow, that was your first game?
Yeah, that was it. That tied the school record, which I had no idea about it. I didn't know what, I went out and played. And I didn't find out until I was walking off the floor because we had a guy, Mike Cohen, his name was. He was the sports information director.
Mm-hmm.
And he was the one coming up telling me, "Oh, you just tied a record." I said, "Okay." Well, Saturday, that was a Thursday night. Saturday, we played Hofstra.
Mm-hmm.
And I was so tired. We played in the afternoon. I was so tired. I remember I was standing in the half court by the John Condon. He used to be the PA announcer.
Oh, for the Knicks?
Yeah, with the Knicks, and they used to do boxing and everything.
Yeah.
And I knew him, I knew him all, from Manhattan, playing in the Garden all the time. I knew him before. So this guy Cohen comes up to me. I'm standing there. It was about 2 or 3 minutes left in the game. Mm-hmm. He says to me, "You got to get 2 more rebounds." He said, "You got another 28 right now." He says, "You need 2 more." He says, to break the record. I looked at him, and I had a few choice words to say to him. I told him, I said, "Mike, I am so tired." I said, I ain't going to be able to,
Right.
But
you got it done. You got those 2 rebounds, I see, huh?
I said, I did go out and get them.
Yeah. That's cool. Hey, so Donna says she's talking about, she wants to know, do you still hold the Manhattan College record for rebounds for career, seasons, and games? And then she says, yep, 30. Okay, so she did see the 30 that you did. Okay, so that's in a game. That's in one game. Okay. Hey, like for young people watching, man, because we got some young people that watch you who play the game of basketball. What do you think is the key to rebounding? Is it effort? Is it position? Or what was it for you?
Mine was position.
Okay.
Same old story. You got the guy on your back. You keep him on your back.
Yep.
Between you got yourself into the basket as long as he's behind your back. I had that white man's disease. I wasn't a great jumper.
Right. Yep. I must have had, hey Bill, I must have had that disease too, because I couldn't jump. Like I tell people, I couldn't jump over a credit card, Bill. So.
But that's it. It's just position. That's all.
Right.
You just gotta keep them on your back. That's what I used to do. And actually, the ball will fall in your hands if you keep them off your back.
Yeah.
But
yep.
I don't know, these guys out there today. They're high flyers. They can.
Yep.
It's all it's a team game. So everybody works together.
Yeah.
It's just like when I was playing in college.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody. We had some great guys. I mean, guys like Tommy Riley, he was a great defensive player. You know, he was great. And then we had another guy came in, Mike Moore. He was good. And, I mean, a guy like George Busey now, he was like 6'3", maybe 6. And he was averaging, I don't know, he probably averaged about 9-10 rebounds a game.
Wow.
You know, close to that.
Yeah.
He was playing guys 6'5", 6'6", you know, and he was just, you know, but if you work as a unit, you get you get results.
Yep.
You get results.
Yep.
You know?
And that mixed it with effort and some talent in which you had. So all those things would make you a successful player, a Haggerty Award winner, you know, a Jasper Hall of Famer as well. So, hey, man, Bill, I appreciate having you, man, coming on, man. I enjoyed talking to a Manhattan College legend, you know, a legend, a humble legend, too. Like, if I left it up to you, Bill, you'd be like, oh, I just had an okay career. But I know about your stats in the career and, you know, and the contribution you brought to Manhattan College and, you know, in the game of basketball. So I appreciate you coming on, you know, just share a couple of minutes with us, Bill. I appreciate you, my man.
Russ, no problem. Anytime, give me a call. You know, I don't do nothing except for read the paper in the morning, drink coffee.
There you go. There you go. So next time we'll talk, Bill. We're gonna see how our Jaspers, what can they do to improve on the misfortunes of last year and the past year. So we're gonna see, you know, we'll huddle together as alumnus and see how we get that done, right?
Have to shake something up, man. Something has to be done.
Yep, something has to be done. Well, you got that extra year eligibility there, Bill. So maybe you might have to enroll, man, next year in the fall.
Okay, all right, buddy. You take care then.
All right, take care, Bill. Thank you, sir. Okay, bye.
Bye.
All right, Mr. Bill Campion, who is you talk about a basketball legend. Manhattan College, he did that, you know, and again, I'm startled him playing for the Washington Generals, all those years, 8 years. You got to talk, you know, he played like 7 or 8 games a week, and they traveled all throughout the country and throughout the world with the Harlem Globetrotters. So that was the great Bill Campion joining us here on Transition Tuesdays. Oh man, that is perfect stuff, man. So, ladies and gentlemen, if we were able to make you laugh, smile, or think during this broadcast, my good friends, you have accomplished something major today. So celebrate your victory. Celebrate your victory. Make sure you do that. As I cue my theme music. Here we go. Theme music. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching Transition Tuesdays. I thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you so much. Each and every Tuesday, I thank you guys. And if you missed this show and past shows, you can go to our YouTube channel, which is Transition Tuesdays, in which when you're on there, make sure you like and subscribe to shows, each show that you're witnessing and seeing. I would appreciate it if you do that. And if you're not following me already on Instagram, please follow me on Instagram at R-Will Transitions with an S. That's R-Will Transitions with an S. Okay, so I appreciate you guys. If you do that solid for me, all right? Appreciate that. And again, special shout out to my special guest, Bill Campion, for joining us today. Giving him, you know, that's the Jasper legend and the icon, a humble icon, you know, which is a cool thing to see, man. So thank you, Bill, for joining us today. And you see those 2 pictures over there? You know, those 2 over there, okay? Not the one on the left, y'all. That's a frame, you know, you can't get that. But you can get those 2 other pictures, okay? With my daughter, Anissa. If you go to Facebook and you go to Art by Anissa, you can pick up these little portraits or big portraits like this, whatever tickle your fancy. She got some good stuff on there. Make sure you support that young artist, all right, who just happens to be my daughter. So I appreciate that, guys, okay, if you do that, okay? So again, that's at Art by Anissa. Go to our Facebook page and purchase your artwork and portraits today. Make sure you do that, okay? So ladies and gentlemen, Transition Army, as we say in party, happy transitioning. We'll speak to you soon. Take care, everybody. God bless.